Method and process for testing on the HPLC some ground dried leaf material and extract. Okay, I've calibrated the scales with the weighing paper, and I'm going to weigh 0.2 grams of the dry material there and use a pipette, 10 mils of methanol. That's the first stage. I'm going to do that now. Don't need a watch. Okay, basically 0.2 gram. Take that. Chuck it in this mixing tube and add 10 mils of methanol. There, the methanol's in there. Put in with the pipette. And I'm going to do the extract one exactly the same way. There we go, 0.2 gram, 10 mil methanol. And then we're going to vortex them for 30 seconds. Right, now I'm going to put it on the wrist action shaker for 30 minutes. And I've got the settings here. Let's push setting and go to code number 3, which is for 30 minutes, and start. Yeah, and it does that for 30 minutes and then automatically turns itself off. Alright, once you've finished shaking the heck out of it, I'm just going to chuck it in the centrifuge for 5 minutes. So, here we go, chuck them in there, and like this, turn on, and you can see the settings are already set on at the moment. You'll see 4,500 revs per minute for 5 minutes. You can see that. Just push start. And see, it's just starting to build up some speed. It takes a while. Runs for 5 minutes, automatically stops. Okay, she's just about done. Slows down fairly rapidly. And then when it stops, just about done slowing down. Come on, boy. There we go. And then the buttons here, you just push that twice and it pops up. It's pretty simple, you don't have to push that side button. Pull them out. And there it is, look at that, see? Look. See all the stuff in the bottom there? Okay, so now we're going to take it out using a syringe and a filter and put it in vials to test with the HPLC. Right, we're going to filter it through these filters and chuck them in these vials, which are already marked so I can't mix it up accidentally. In this case it's easy because they're different colours, but anyway, I'll do that. So I chucked it through this filter, double check the labelling, and take the filter off and fill up the vial. That's it, it's as simple as that. There we go, we've got the vials filled, ready to test with the HPLC machine. Okay, just going to set up the computer and the machine, warm her up. It's all pretty self-explanatory. Solvent, plenty of solvent. Connect this, let me see. Go to network, internet settings. Oh yeah, it's close enough. And Ethernet. Oh, can't see. IP settings. Change that to manual. Let's do this one here in a second. I need 2 hands. Okay, there's the settings. And it should be connected. Good as gold there. Then what we want to do is just the usual, wear these of course, and right, I'm gonna use 2 hands. Okay, I disconnect the column first and then turn it on. Check all the lights. Yep, still connected. And just have a quick look at everything. Seems fine. And software over here. Click on it. That'll pop up. Just push OK. And admin. Okay. That's it. Simple as that. Okay, everything's running. Alright, come over here, and if you look at the pump, what we're going to do is flush that first. What I do is I go to method, change it to isocratic, and 1 mils. Pretty good. Push OK. Then purge the plunger here. I have it going for 1 minute. And make sure that's open. And we'll start getting rid of all the air bubbles. And while that's running, come over here to the auto sampler and I wash that for like 30 seconds as a shot. It's just going now. You see that running now. Just check everything. Air bubbles and whatnot. was only running it a few days ago, so it should be pretty good to go. It's already finished. Usually do this 3 or 4 times. You see the air bubbles. The air bubbles out of the system before you connect the column up. And likewise, wash the needle roughly three or 4 times. Just keep doing that. Right, once we finish purging the plunger, we're going to connect this back into the column. And see the little, got to be careful these little ferrules here, the little ferrule. Just connect it all good and tight. And then close this because the pressure's going to build up once you close it. Right, once you turn off the plunger tap, the pressure's going to build up. And see if it leaks from here. So just keep an eye on that, it'll usually come out quite quickly and build up. And then basically I just run it on like say 0.2, so I don't waste solvent. 0.2 for a while, just kind of like a flush. And just run it on 0.2 for a while until this stabilizes. Takes a while to stabilize. In fact, it might take 30-40 minutes or so just for the system to stabilize. And in the meantime, of course, you can set it up ready to do the tests, because I have to change a lot of these settings from testing something else. Okay, I'm using this method here. And it's all pretty much set to go. It's still stabilizing, but you can have a quick look. There we go. That's it there. That's all okay. And not so. All the same, right? That's the column we're using, temperature, and the detector set at wavelength 226. All good. Good, nothing to change. All set. So there you go. You can pretty much run the test off that. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm just doing a run now. I always just have a check to make sure I hit the target. You probably don't have to double check it anyway. So, yep, she's a goer. As you can see, it was stable for a while. And this is the first run. The initial run never gives you the exact precise peak. It tends to be a bit messy. You've got to wait for at least the second, third run. It's already detecting stuff. There you go, it's running now. The initial run. Let's see the results after about the second or third. Should be able to replicate it, and then you know you're getting an accurate peak. So onto the second run now. It's not actually running that stable. I've been using this column for something else, so it might take a few runs. We'll see what happens. Might have to do 3 or 4 this time to actually get an accurate result. It should be peaking around 12.5. There's a little peak there that's come earlier. That could be 7.0, maybe one of the other alkaloids. We'll see what happens. Okay, well the peak popped up around 13. I'll have to do another run and see what happens. Possibly should have came around 12.5, but I'm fairly confident that's the peak that I'm looking for. So I'll calibrate it as being the one, and then do a couple more runs and see what happens. And then compare that with the extract, which should also detect it at roughly the same run time, but be a lot stronger, higher, I mean, because it's a lot more concentrated. So, gonna input the coordinates here. OK it. And save it all to the database. We're going to run down and then read it right there. Well, it's not running nice and stable. It's not bad. It's an old column, second hand. So probably have to do 3 or 4 runs, make sure it's pretty much replicating each time in the same spot, and I'll save it all so I can do a printout later. And hopefully have a fairly accurate result. So the second run after the initial run, and we have a peak, roughly the same run time, same height. So because I haven't actually run this for a while, I'll probably just do one more just to make sure, and then that's my calibration done before I swap over computers and hook it all up again.